know if you guys heard what happened to Aaron Rodgers this past weekend. He was attending a whole event kind of hosted by Mike Stud, and a little girl asked him a question, whether or not he considered playing for the Chicago Bears or not. This was his response.
Will Aaron Rodgers ever go to the Bears?
Oh, boy. Security, can we get her out of here? I need some security. Security,
can you take it easy on her on this one?
No, but I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year.
Let's go.
On a road trip. I don't know. Not sure. Gotta check it out.
Are you speaking in code?
I love Chicago, though. Way more than they love me. It's been a great relationship, all one way.
What is he doing? I mean, so
you know exactly what he's doing. He's doubling down on everything he's ever done in his whole life.
It's just, I don't know why the Steelers would even want to deal with these shenanigans. I mean, he's not going to, if he signs with the Steelers, he's not going to show up to camp probably till 4 weeks before football starts. I mean, I just don't know the plan here.
He basically just told you, though. There he is being a kind of a little bit of a smart ass, but telling you, oh, there's a team that plays. Isn't there a road trip to Chicago this year? Come on already, man. Just.
I mean, is it surprising that a narcissist is only concerned with the one-way relationship?
Good point. They should know what they're getting themselves into. But when it comes to quarterback play in this league, and when you keep swinging and missing the way they have, and you got a good team, you're like, we'll deal with the narcissist. We'll deal with the narcissist girlfriend. That's fine. We'll deal with it. Or boyfriend, whatever. But I mean, it works both ways.
I would just think at this point, Pittsburgh would just move on.
No, I don't think so, you guys. I think they're like, we'll deal with it.
Or they should at least. They should move on. I don't know if they'll do it.
They've trotted out the likes of...
Oh, we know.
The likes of Kenny Pickett and Justin and Russell Wilson and who else?
Well, we've seen it.
Mason, who's the kid?
Rudolph.
Thank you, Jurko. Mason, Rudolph.
Kenny Pickett,
who else?
All of them.
I bet you there's a couple other in there that we'd be like, oof, mod on.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for the Aaron Rodgers.
I think they've moved on. That's what I think so, yeah.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Aaron also kind of sparked the idea that, hey, if the Packers were to reach out to me, I'd retire there. But it kind of sounds like it would be only if the Packers were to reach out to him on this whole topic. But.
I mean, Mitch Trubisky, they tried all the old
Bears. They tried everything back
there. They tried Trubisky.
Yeah.
They've tried, they tried Mason Rudolph. We said him. They've tried, who else? Let me see. Who am I forgetting?
The guy they had last year from Denver. The guy from Denver last year, right?
I said Russell Wilson. Yeah. Justin Fields. That might be all of them. We might have nailed all of them, but it has not been pretty. All right. What else?
All right. So NBA playoffs. First of all, Wolves Thunder. Pretty good series so far.
The game was great last night.
Yeah. For the first one, I think out of all the games played, that was definitely the best one.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But Pacers Knicks tonight. And guess who's welcome back into the stadium? John Halliburton. He'll be back. He's going to be allowed to attend in the building after missing the last 8 games after that altercation with Giannis on April 29th. So he'll be back in the building. Pacers are 2.5 favorites here, trying to go up 3-1.
So they just said this is an indefinite suspension. They didn't say like you're done for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why he's back.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he's learned his lesson. I wouldn't anticipate any run-ins with people on the floor. Don't run on the floor.
Not. Yeah.
Don't run on the floor.
Well, here's an idea. You're up in a box.
How about that?
Go sit up in a box.
How about sitting in a box? How about sitting row 5 even? I mean, and you can't.
You don't get to patrol the baseline,
I don't
sir.
think so. I mean, yeah, maybe you go sit in the suite and just chill and enjoy the game. This is an enormous game tonight, right?
This series has been unbelievable, man. Like one of the best series I've seen in a pretty long time, I would think.
I didn't get to see a ton of Sunday. We saw the fourth quarter. We saw the best part. And this series has been great. I don't anticipate the Pacers shooting 5 of 20 from 3. It's been a real weakness of the Knicks in these playoffs. They have not guarded the three-point line well, and the Pacers shot the lights out in the first couple of games. They had the huge rally in game 1. They held on. They won game 2 in the Garden Friday night. They shot it very, very poorly from distance and took like 16 less threes than they've been taking on a per-game basis here. So they didn't even attempt a lot. I don't anticipate them struggling that way again from distance. And if they don't, I think they pull out this game tonight. They know how important it is. They can't lose this game. If you're Indy, you can't lose this game, right? You've got to be thinking, We cannot give
It's a
them.
must win.
No, they've got to
You
go 3-1.
cannot give them home court back.
Yes.
After
Yes.
what you did in the first two, you can't give them home court back. So I have no real rooting interest, and I'm not playing the game. I'm not betting it. My lean would be the Pacers win this game tonight. But this series has been fabulous, and this is the biggest game of the playoffs.
That is
yet.
my lean also.
That your
I
lean?
think the
Pacers
Pacers
tonight?
do. They respond.
It has been
I think they'll
just,
respond.
just awesome.
Do you think either of these teams can compete with Oklahoma City? Because they've looked fantastic. They're taking that series.
I mean, I would never rule anything out.
They're up
I guess
3-1,
they're up
right?
3-1,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
They're up 3-1.
I would never rule anything out in the NBA, but I can't see anybody other than OKC.
I think
winning this.
Denver taxed them harder than they're getting taxed right now by Minnesota.
Yes.
I think Denver did. Denver
Mhm.
taxed them. 7 games, right?
7 games.
They
mean-
taxed them.
Last night in the fourth quarter, it was just a crazy offensive output by both teams.
Both teams.
Like you would expect a team. What did the Timberwolves score in the fourth? Like 40 points, 41 points,
And they both shot the lights out
Yeah.
last night, Chris. I mean,
The
like,
Thunder
it was
shot 65%.
crazy.
So, like,
They scored 41 last night, Chris, in the fourth.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
right.
They
So,
scored
like,
41.
usually you score 41 in the fourth quarter of a close game, you're going to win that game. And I think I saw something also last night that like every single team category in last night's game, the Timberwolves had the better stats. Rebounding, turnovers, 3 points made. Every stat,
yes.
free throws taken. Every stat. Like usually when you sweep the stats as a team, you beat the other team, and that's just how well the Thunder played last night.
That's amazing. You're right. They had more assists. They had more rebounds.
Points off turnovers,
They-
points in the paint,
they got 60
field goal,
they-
3-point shooting.
They got 64 points from their bench, you guys.
Yeah.
They
Like
got 64 from their bench, and
like
they
that's
lost.
how you win playoff games, and they lost.
And they lost. I mean,
That's how good this Thunder team is.
they're very, very good. You almost wish if the
You want
if
to
one
guess
of
their
those games
average
early on-
age? Average age of that team?
of the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, SGA's their oldest player, right? Or no, actually, Caruso probably.
20.
Probably 26, 27.
I'll say 25.
24.1.
Yeah, and their
good.
3 best players are young.
Chet's young. SGA's older, but not like 30 yet, obviously. Jalen's young. Kason Wallace is young, right? Kason Wallace is only in his 3rd year, I think.
Both
Second, third
Williams.
year?
Yeah, they're all young. And they got picks the last of them till 32, something like that.
They've got a million picks. It's sick. They got an embarrassment of riches, man. I'll tell you.
What have you guys made of the flop Gilgeous-Alexander there
I don't think-
throughout the playoffs here?
The
in
free throw merchant?
Yeah, and did you hear the crowd chanting that?
Were they?
Yeah.
Free throw.
Yeah, like you could clearly hear them
Free throw
saying that.
margin.
Like, what do you think of it, the style of play? Like, clearly, leading scorer in the NBA, wins the MVP. Their team is on path to win a title this year.
And he's being mocked by the opposing team fans?
Of course. Yeah.
He's being mocked, but also, like, basketball viewers had a problem with the way that James Harden was leading his team almost the same way. I don't know. Is it an appealing way to watch basketball, the way he plays? Like, I don't feel like he's hitting the same way as like young Iverson hit,
No.
or Derrick Rose hit, or Steph,
No,
or
because
some of the other guards who have been in the MVP conversation.
He doesn't like play above the rim like Derrick Rose or Iverson did. So you're right. He doesn't really have that. And I don't think James Harden ever really had it either. So maybe there is something like a little less aesthetically pleasing about watching it. I also don't really think I would categorize him as a flopper. I think LeBron flops a lot.
He just
As
draws
great as he is,
contact. He draws
he-
contact. That's what he,
he
does.
No,
does.
mystery contact. He used to work when it comes to no contact, and he just flails himself all over the place.
But see, I don't think he does
That's what
that. I don't
LeBron
think-
James is guilty
yeah,
of.
Yeah, but I'm saying SGA.
Well, I
I don't
didn't.
think SGA
Yeah,
does that.
Well, I'm
Like,
saying LeBron does the
got you.
phantom crap. Yes.
I think SGA does what a lot of great scorers in the history of the league have done, from Bernard King to Michael to Kobe to SGA now. Jalen Brunson, quite frankly, has gotten very good at it. They understand how to use their body and how to draw contact, how to create space, how to get themselves to the line. I just think I think good scorers, great scorers. I think
SGA
great scorers are just very good at it.
crossed over in the one game where he tripped over his own
Yeah, that
feet.
was
They
bad.
called the cover, and then they turned it over.
They turned it over.
Yeah, they went and looked at it and said, geez, nobody touched him
But
anywhere.
that's not his fault. I mean, that's not his fault. That's an official's fault. But
Was he unathletic on that? particular play? What happened?
Go ahead and call a guy who's the MVP in the NBA unathletic.
I go, was he unathletic on that play?
I don't know.
A singular play. I didn't call him unathletic.
But it's not
on
his
that
fault.
play.
Like that the refs make a bad call is not his fault. Right? I mean,
well, unless that's what that's what you're in the business of doing.
but he tripped on himself.
Falling
Like, that
every
happens.
time. Falling every time that somebody touches you.
But I don't think he does that. I would push back against that. You go and
I said falling.
show me the cut-ups
When people
that
touch him.
he falls every time he's touched.
Okay.
I do think he lacks effort of staying on his feet sometimes.
But I think that's a skill that a lot of guys have used to their advantage in the history of the NBA. I think a lot of great scorers have always sort of understood.
Reggie Miller used an illegal tactic to cause contact. He'd kick his feet out
kick his
like a little
feet,
baby.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And then they
Well,
created a rule to stop that from happening.
Right. They started legislating that out.
Yes.
Because a lot of guys started doing that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't view him like as a flopper per se. I just think he fits the mold of what a lot of great
the point is, don't
scorers
cross
have
the
done.
line. Don't cross the line. If you're heading toward that line and you start to step over that line once or twice, then please get away from the line. You're on the precipice of your game being sullied. That's all.
Yeah.
Not to totally hijack the lunch rush.
that way, but
What did you guys make of the end of the game last night and the complaints from people on social media of the strategy down
the fouling
up three and just not letting the game take place, just turning it into a back and forth free throw contest?
That's the strategy
The
these days for most.
30-minute final 30 seconds.
That's the strategy for most teams these days. And sometimes it can come back to bite you when there's a lot of time on the clock. Ask Denver.
Yeah.
There is a scenario in which that like it can come back to bite you a little bit. So when there's a lot of time, that's unappealing, quite frankly. Now, what are you going to do? These are meaningful, like, think about what's at stake in these games. And if a team's going to take that tactic and say, this is our best path forward to victory, I think you just have to we almost have to kind of accept it. And this is the way it's going to be. It is unappealing. That more than SGA to me is a little bit arduous and unappealing. It's like, okay, I mean, when the last 12 seconds takes 20 minutes, it's kind of ridiculous. But I'm not sure.
I don't mind the amount of time it takes. The thought-provoking strategy is eliminated because like they go to timeout. All right, Minnesota uses their timeout. Here's the inbounds play. What are they going to do? Oh, it doesn't matter because there's just a foul. They're just going to the foul line.
Yes.
Like there's nothing to think about. There's nothing to look forward to.
No.
Like I don't mind the breaks at the end and figuring out the strategy, but they're not actually playing basketball.
That's not as right.
That's obnoxious.
Your strategy there is nothing is going to be allowed to happen.
Right.
We're choking the game away. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we're choking any excitement or any creativity out of it because that's a good debate about like I don't know what the fix is for that though.
I don't think there really is one because how could you determine a foul that was done intentionally and then like a hard play? Because if you said you can't do that more than twice, well, then that third possession, the defense can go balls to the wall and just hack away because you could claim, well, we were playing defense. That wasn't intentional type of thing.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. It did take longer than it should have though last night for that last 12 seconds or so to come off the clock.